Hey guys, Tactical. So I've gotten a lot of people asking about what I actually have in my bug out bags and whatnot. So I'm not going to show you everything that I have because I'm still holding to you need to think for yourself. Think about what your needs are and build your bug out bag to that. But I decided what I'm going to do today is kind of just go through some of the basic stuff. And a lot of this is stuff that everybody should probably have. So first off is what I carry on my person. Obviously, I have my cell phone, which I'm using to shoot this video right now. I also have my wallet. I think that everybody should have a cutting implement of some kind, whether it's a folding knife like this. I don't care if you have a paring knife or a razor blade, just something that you can use for cutting. A flashlight. Now, I know a lot of people that don't carry a flashlight. I know a lot of people that try to use their cell phones as a flashlight, and it sucks. And everybody that I've talked into getting an actual flashlight, like, they'll never go back. Like, if you don't have a flashlight, try it. Okay? I think the only other thing that really I carry on my person on a regular basis is a pen. Just because, why not? I always have a need for a pen, right? But then, when I go to put my bags together, my first question is always, what do I need on a daily basis? So, first things first is spare batteries for my flashlight. So, like, if my phone goes dead, okay, but my flashlight goes dead, I'm going to be irritated, especially if I need it. So, spare batteries for my flashlight. The second thing I have is my cell phone charging kit. You can get these sunglass cases on Amazon for like a 25 pack for something like 12 bucks or something like that. And in here I've got a wall charger, a cigarette lighter charger, I've got an Android cable and an iPhone cable. I think I mentioned this in a previous video already, but you have no idea how many times, even though I carry an Android, somebody's come up to me, hey man, do you have an iPhone cable? So I carry an iPhone cable too. I also carry, this is my Anchor backup battery pack. I just did a review on this. It should be coming out, I think, this Wednesday. I think I'm posting that one. But got my battery pack. Once again, going with your daily needs. Toilet paper. Not something a whole lot of people like to talk about, but like if you're not taking a dump once a day, well, I don't know, you might want to go see your doctor. Food. This isn't all the food, I'm just pulling this one out as an example, but I have more food in my bag than this, but I did a whole bug out bag video on bug out bag food. So, food and water. This isn't the water filter that I have in this bag right now. I've got another water filter in here, but I need to order another one of these Sawyer Minis. I also just did a review on that. If I remember to, I'll post links for these videos that I've already done in the description below. But I love the Sawyer Mini, and the smart water bottles are good. They have these available at my local store. It's North Star Trading Company. They seem to be a little bit thicker plastic than the smart water bottles, so I really like them a little bit more. Clothing, maybe not for today, but maybe for tomorrow. Getting into a fresh change of clothes, if you need to, is mind-boggling. So, and just another quick little hack, putting these in Ziploc bags. When I went through boot camp in the Marine Corps, they taught us to pack everything in Ziploc bags, and of course Marines, they do amphibious landings, so if you end up in the water, not only does your stuff stay dry, but your pack actually floats. Trust me, that works. Hygiene kit. So as far as the daily stuff, this is the last big one for me as far as stuff that you should have. And in this little hygiene kit, I have a toothbrush, I've got toothpaste, I've got some This is just shampoo, which I'll also use for body wash. Fingernail clippers. You should have fingernail clippers in your bag. Okay? Reiterating that point. You should have fingernail clippers in your bag. They're not just for clipping your fingernails. Dental floss. I do have some deodorant in here. Hopefully you can see the little pair of tweezers I've got from Tweezman. Those things are awesome. I love them. And then this little guy at the top is just a thing of hand sanitizer that was empty, and so I filled it up with Dawn dish soap. You'll see a lot of debates online as to whether or not you should or should not use Dawn dish soap for like bathing purposes. And my opinion on that is, if there's an oil spill and the people scrubbing the ducts are good with using it, and PETA is good with the duct scrubbers using it to scrub the ducts, it should be fine for a person. Just saying. Okay? So that's kind of my daily stuff / next day stuff. Some other stuff that I think is kind of just good to have. Always, this is just another one of those sunglass cases with some 550 cord. This is 50 feet. I've actually got knots tied in this so that I can use it for like a rough measuring tape if I need to. But I can cut pieces of line off of here if I need to, but have an extra line available for tying stuff off. Zip ties. Oh my god, zip ties. I love zip ties. First aid kit. Everybody should have a first aid kit, even though this one is very basic. You can see there's no tourniquet here, but I got a pair of scissors. I've got a couple of gauze patch things that I can't think what they're called right now, gauze pads. There's a compression bandage in here. There's a roll of gauze, gloves, and band-aids. If you don't have anything else, have band-aids, because like kids, like there's something magical about like some kid skins their knee and they're screaming bloody murder, and you put a band-aid on it, it has magical powers. And even for adults too. I took a chunk, I think it was out of this finger one time, and we had to go shoot for qualls the next day. So I threw a piece of gauze over the top of there and threw a band-aid around it just so that A, I wasn't killing my finger when I was shooting, and B, I didn't bleed all over the gun. So, I mean, I'm not much of a band-aid person, but I still carry band-aids. Oh, what else do we got here? A multi-tool. This is just a little SOG, but it's actually, I'm very fond of SOG. That's the knife that I'm carrying right now is also a SOG. But these are great little multi-tools. They have a good warranty procedure. I've never had to use it, but I have talked to them about it at a trade show one time. So SOG's a good company, but I like to have a multi-tool available. There's a flat head, Phillips head, all that type of stuff in there. Contractor bags, trash bags. I have these in a little vacuum sealed package just because I usually don't use these, but I have had a need for them before. This is one of those things that I carry because I've had a need for it. And then kind of the last thing I'm going to go over for this bag is, once again, this isn't just a one-trick pony, little P58 can openers. And if you're going to get these, I should really put these on my website. U.S. Shelby Company. If you're going to buy a P58, get it from U.S. Shelby Company. Every other P58 that I've ever bought, I've bent. But the ones from U.S. Shelby, I've never bent one of these. So if you're going to get them from U.S. Shelby Company. But they're good for other things too. I've used them. I've actually used this to slice something open one time. You can open boxes with them. Like, there's all kinds of different stuff that you can use these for. And then, of course, I carry a fork and a spoon. I'm absolutely not opposed to like popping a can of corn or something open and eating it raw. So your P58 and a fork and spoon, kind of convenient for that. And you never know what situation you're going to end up in. So I always like to carry a fork and a spoon. But that's some of the basics of this bag. that I have, my primary bag, and then I've obviously got a bunch of other stuff in there. I guess I should mention my shelter, which I didn't bother to break out because everybody's going to have different preferences and different needs. But I do have, me personally, I prefer a hammock and a rain fly. So I have that in there with a bed sheet to cover up with. But I'm going to put this stuff up and I'm going to break out my clothing bag, and I'm probably going to go through the entire contents of my clothing bag because it's pretty simple. So, be back in a few. Alright guys, so like I said, this bag's pretty simple. I have 2 pairs of pants in here, I got 5 pairs of socks, 5 pairs of underwear, and 5 t-shirts. I also keep a long sleeve shirt in here, and I just realized when I unpacked this bag that I'm actually missing an item because the last time I used this bag, I left it at my parents' house in another bag that I keep there. So I actually need to replace the fleece watch cap that I normally have in this bag. Another little tip, you lose, they say, up to 70% of your body heat through your head. So if you're going to have one cold weather item, a watch cap. I also keep cell phone charging kit in here, same as in the other bag. And this is the same exact hygiene kit that I have in the other bag. So I also keep a fleece blanket, and this is actually a microfiber towel that you would use for like drying your car. It's the same type of material that they use for the little like camping towels and whatnot, but this is like a fraction of the price. I've actually tested this. I used this and one of the camping towels for a week, switching back and forth for a couple of weeks, and I actually prefer this one over the camping towel. So just in this bag, I've got basically a week's worth of clothing. I've got hygiene. I've got a little bit of cold weather gear if I need it, and I've got a blanket to cover up with. So if I have to go crash on my buddy's couch, or if I'm back at home for a family emergency or whatever the case might be, at least I am clean and I'm clothed for a week. So this is my clothing bag. I have one of these at my parents' house because if there is ever a family emergency or something, I'm going to end up at their place anyway. And generally, if I'm taking this bag, I'm taking the Maxpedition Pro Organizer out of my primary bug out bag. So I have all the extra stuff. So that's kind of a quick breakdown, but really, people, please, please, please think about your situation, run the scenarios in your head. What do you need today if you're not at home? What do you need tomorrow if you get stuck at the office overnight? That's the way that I developed all of these different systems. Run the scenario in your head. What happens if you have to fly home? That's why I have this bag. And this bag's set up the way that it is. So, anyway, till next time, guys.